Ladies and gentlemen, the media continue to talk about Manchester United and continue to push the narrative that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job will be in danger if anything but a victory is occurring against Everton, and we only have a few hours to determine what that result may be. But Manchester United have been on the talks for a lot of people, and let's see if Manchester United can get that result against Everton right now. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Manchester United versus Everton Premier League match predictions, where I go through my predicted starting 11 and give my match score prediction at the very end of the video. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below. Do you think Manchester United will win this game, and what are the consequences for Manchester United if we do draw or lose this game to Everton? It is no secret that this game against Everton is the must win. We all knew that Champions League game, win, lose or draw, the main game was going to be Everton, and unfortunately we lost, which makes things so much more worse. Yet Manchester United are still trying to get their way back into the Premier League, and 15th in the league is unacceptable. I know that this league has been up and down and up and down, and Southampton are currently first in the Premier League. That's what you know. That's when you know that the Premier League is in all sorts at the moment. But Manchester United, being as low as we are, should not be allowed, no matter who the manager is, who the board is, who the owners are. That is where things begin to become very serious. So this game against Everton, in my opinion, is the must-win game. The must-win games against Chelsea and Arsenal, we did not win. So we need to win this game. And we have probably the best chance to win this game due to the fact that Everton have some players out from red cards and injuries, and they've lost their last two games. But Everton come into this so confident that they could take something away from us, and I do not blame them for that. Everton over the past few years have actually dominated us, and it's very, very frightening to know that we're going to be versing a team that's kicked our ass with a poor manager and not a good of a side, and now they have a better side and a better manager than what they did. So Everton should feel confident. Manchester United, we don't know what's going to be on the horizon. I think a lot of people are pushing this agenda that if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does not win this game, his job is done. He's getting the sack. It's Ole out. And to be honest, I'm awaiting for this game as well, very intriguingly. I said in my match reaction against Istanbul, this game for Everton means everything to me. If this is a loss, then I can't sit here and say that I'm Ole in. I can't, because that will be completely lying to the audience that I'm trying to get. I cannot sit here and tell you that. But Manchester United, this game means everything. The performance means everything. The result means everything. The way that we play, how hard we play, who's in form, who's not in form, who's giving it at all and who's not trying hard enough. All of that means so much in this game. Every single player on that team needs to work their ass off to get a victory here. Every single player needs to leave everything on that field. Every result matters. This result matters. We must win the game. And again, Manchester United, we're in dire strengths here. So in order to push our season back to where it should be going, on the up, this win is essential. If we lose this game, then I think the job for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer becomes little to impossible to keep. So let's see what Manchester United could do. And before I get into the starting 11, I do want to talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, because there were a few things that really got on my nerves with this. And I'm going to give you the main one now. So in this press conference, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was asked a bunch of questions, and I can't remember what the question that led to this answer, but basically he said, we don't mind if they outplay us, but the goals that they scored was inexcusable. So that game was against Istanbul. Obviously, the two goals were inexcusable. But what he said that really pissed me off, I even went back to hear him say this again. We don't mind if they outplay us. What? What do you mean? Okay, so basically, you don't mind if Crystal Palace outplayed us, if Brighton outplayed us, if Tottenham outplayed us, if Chelsea outplayed us, if Newcastle outplayed us, if Arsenal outplayed us, if Everton outplayed us, if Istanbul outplayed us, if PSG outplayed us, if Leipzig outplayed us, none of that matters if we don't concede goals. I'm sorry, that is a poor way to go. That is a poor way to say that this is the Manchester United of now. We don't mind if they outplay us. They can play some good football. But if we snag a 1-0 win, it doesn't matter. They outplay us. The only thing I can say to that is, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch my Manchester United versus Brighton match reaction in the Premier League, because obviously we versed them twice. Watch the Premier League one, because they outplayed us. They should have won that game 5-6, 7-2, and we got a penalty at the very end after the whistle was blown. So I wasn't happy with that win. I was frustrated. I was angry. I was probably one of the most angriest I've ever been on this channel. How are you going to sit here and tell me that them outplaying us doesn't mean anything? Don't say we don't mind them outplaying us. Manchester United should go out there to look to outplay every single team that we do and to get the result. That is what Manchester United's destiny is. That's what you put on the shirt to do, to outplay your opposition and to win the game while doing it. You need to look good when you win for Manchester United. Scraping wins here and there, that's fine. Every team has to do it. I'm not saying we should never scrape a win ever. What I'm saying is, majority of the time, Manchester United have a certain style of play, have certain expectations, have certain beliefs. And if you can't live up to those beliefs and you try to change those beliefs by saying that we don't mind if they outplay us, that is something that I cannot get my head across. And if that's Ollie's mentality, then it's already worrying signs. That's the first thing I wanted to say. I think the second thing he wanted to say is that he has belief in himself and he believes in these players and the players. He trusts these players. I'm sorry. These players are not trustworthy. And again, Ollie has to say these things. Ollie knows his job's in jeopardy. I think that was the most telling thing that I could at least tell from this press conference. I think he knows that something's going to happen, but you cannot, again, like, he has to say it, but it's a lie. I don't trust these players. I know Ollie has to trust in these players, but I don't. I don't trust in these players. And I don't trust in the manager either at the moment. I don't trust anything that Manchester United put out, which is why these press conferences have become so boring and so predictable to watch. Of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to come out and be positive. He's not going to go rat the board out. He's not going to go rat Manchester United out. He's not that type of person. He's a positive person. He says that you don't need to be happy to be positive. So he's clearly not happy. At least that's what I got out of that. Anyway, a few things from that press conference. Again, I respect that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer believes in himself and he believes that he can get the best out of Manchester United. I fully respect that, and I 100% believe that you need to believe that if you're going to be successful here. So that's a good positive to come out of it. But there were some stuff that he said today that were just generic answers, expected answers, and also just answers that I don't buy. So Manchester United's press conference was rather poor. But one thing that he did say is that I believe we're expecting very similar team lineup today. All the talk was about Everton. All the talk was about your job security. How happy are you? Do you believe you could still be successful here? So there's not really much information about the squad, but there are positives and negatives in this squad. The positive, Anthony Martial will be back for Manchester United. He could play in this game. He should play in this game. He has been our best forward besides Rashford's hat-trick. I think he's been our best forward at the moment in terms of his hold-up play and style of play. And I think in the Premier League, we've really missed him. But the negatives are that we still don't know what the best centre-back pairing is. We still don't know if Manchester United is going to go with Lindelof and Maguire. We still don't know if Ollie's going to pick Fred and McTominay. We still don't know if Ollie's going to pick hard work ethic with no skill, or all skill and no work ethic. I think that's where Manchester United have a fine line here. And of course, the formation, we all are questioning that. So let's go to my starting 11, what I believe Manchester United will come up with. In goal, I've gone with David De Gea. Very simple. David De Gea, in a big game, he has given no real reason to be dropped. I think Dean Henderson was good against Istanbul. He didn't have that much to do, but the loss is probably what people are leaning towards. Again, he had nothing to do in that loss. So I think David De Gea is probably the must here. Again, he's been in form. He's played majority of the games all season, and he's done very, very well. There's no reason to drop David De Gea. So the real answer is you don't drop David De Gea. I think that's pretty fair and simple to say. I think there's no real reason to get into that. We can move on. In the right back position, I've gone with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Pretty certain Aaron Wan-Bissaka will play in this game. Again, a defensive presence. Everton are a good attacking side, so I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka needs to get his form back defensively. Again, there's been a few wayward performances, a bit of an average performances for Aaron Wan-Bissaka here and there. He's not been terrible, don't get me wrong, but I think we need to find that level of Aaron Wan-Bissaka where if they're going to use the width, he's great at that. Hopefully, positionally, he'll be fine. Again, that's a big issue with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But we need to find his defensive presence once again, because if we can find Aaron Wan-Bissaka's defensive presence, then Everton are going to have a real tough time scoring, especially with no Richarlison in that Everton team. The centre-back pairing. Now, I'm going based on what Ollie's going to do, and I 100% believe Ollie, unless otherwise. Look, I don't know if Victor Lindelof is fit to play or not, and I'm not going to go and research it for the sake of this video. I would rather just get it wrong if he isn't fit, but I'm going to pick Victor Lindelof because I feel like Victor Lindelof will play in this game, and that could be a silly prediction, that could be a stupid prediction, but I think it's probably going to be a prediction that might end up being right if he's fully healthy and fully fit to play. So that's what I think out of Victor Lindelof. Again, he wasn't the substitution for Champions League against Istanbul. We put Matic there. So again, we're running out of centre-backs. If he is unfit, it's bad because we're running out of centre-backs to play. We should have not sold Chris Smalling if we were just going to get every centre-back that we possibly have injured. So Manchester United have a dilemma on their hands if that's the case, but I think Victor Lindelof will be fit to play. Again, if he was on the bench, he obviously is not that far away from playing. So I think that he will play in this game. In the other centre-back position, I'll go with Harry Maguire. I don't agree with these two starting with each other, but I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to die by his sword, and he's going to pick those players because he's been doing that for the entirety of his career pretty much since getting Harry Maguire. And yeah, look, at the end of the day, you live and die by that sword. Obviously, he's going to pick the team that he thinks will help him win games at the moment. He's going to be very defensive in this game. Harry Maguire is a good centre-back, but again, he's not found his form. And maybe people are starting to slowly turn their backs on Harry Maguire, I guess, or just saying that he's not a good enough player. And I can't tell you if that's right or wrong. I don't think I've turned my back on Harry Maguire. I just think I'm not fully confident of him playing. And I think that goes for a lot of Manchester United fans. In the left-back position, I've gone with Luke Shaw. I know Alex Telles has come back to training. He's training with Manchester United. But if I was Manchester United, and I know they're probably going to do this, I would not play Alex Telles off the get-go, because you've seen what Paul Pogba's like coming back from that situation where he had the virus and he wasn't fully fit. Alex Telles should be a lot fitter than what Paul Pogba was, don't get me wrong, but I don't think Alex Telles should be playing. I think they should give him the international break to work hard, to train, to go to Brazil, to work hard there, get some game time, etc. if he is being called up, and just absolutely get his fitness back in the right way. Pushing him into this game because we need an attacking presence, I don't think is the right way to go. So I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will pick Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's more than capable. I think he's been man of the match for me 2 out of 3 times. So in the last 3 games. So he's had a good run of form, and I think he should continue to be playing. CDM positions. I think he's going to pick Fred. I really do. There's no way. I said if Fred doesn't play, it's for rotational reasons against Istanbul. And I believe that is to be the case. I don't think Fred will be dropped here. If Fred gets dropped, I have no clue what Manchester United are doing. I have no clue what Ollie's doing. The coaching staff is doing. I have no idea, because Fred is the must. Fred is the key. Fred should be playing. I know Donny van de Beek had a wonderful game against Istanbul. Unfortunately, he got subbed out very early, which for me is inexcusable, but he had a fantastic game in Fred's position. But why not play Fred and Van de Beek together? You're going to get that same energy. You're going to get a never stop running energy. You're going to get a pressing energy. You're going to get a tackling energy. You're going to get some vibrancy in that midfield that I think we desperately need. So I think this is an essential part of Manchester United's plans to play Fred. I think we're going to play McTominay as well. And I know I said this is McTominay's last chance. And for me, this was McTominay's last chance. If you're asking me, if I was the manager, I would not play Scott McTominay in this game. But I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is different to me. I think Ole will pick Scott McTominay. So that's why I'm going to say it, because this is Ole's predicted 11, not mine. If this was my predicted 11, I would put Matic, Fred, and Van de Beek with Bruno. That's my midfield with that diamond. That's what I would do. But I know that Ole is not the same as me. If I get that wrong and he picks the lineup I like, then I can only say the right things. But I think Scott McTominay will play as well. And again, we're just going to have to roll it out, aren't we? We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't think anybody will be happy if we play Scott McTominay. I know there's going to be more Ollie outers if we do play Scott McTominay. But you just have to wait and see if the risk pays off, because so far that risk with Scott McTominay has yet to pay off. So let's see if it does pay off against Everton. That's all I can say. In the other midfield position, I've gone with Donny van de Beek. I do not think Paul Pogba will start. I just have that feeling. I just have that feeling that Paul Pogba will not start. I don't know why. I feel like Donny van de Beek had such a great game that it's hard to ignore him now. And we keep on ignoring him. It's hard to ignore him after that game. He is the one in form. Paul Pogba, as good as a player as he can be, he is not in form. So stop playing him consistently. See if he can build that form up from the bench every now and then. Bring him up from the bench. Bring him up for the bench. We know Paul Pogba is an important player, but there's no point playing players that are out of form just because of their name. You pick the players that are in form. Paul Pogba's out of form, then you have to drop Paul Pogba. That's just the way that I see it, and I think Ollie will do that because I'm sure he knows that Donny van de Beek had a good game. But again, nothing will surprise me at this point. We could see Matic, Fred and McTominay and just absolutely park the bus. Who knows? The cam position, it's fairly simple. I think it's Bruno Fernandes. Now, Bruno Fernandes, over the past 3 games or so, I don't think he's been fantastic. The game against Chelsea wasn't fantastic. The game against Arsenal wasn't fantastic. The game against Istanbul wasn't fantastic. So you see those things with Bruno Fernandes, and yes, he's not in the best run of form, but again, he is the one that will make the difference. He made the difference against Everton in that 1-1 draw last year, and he can make the difference again. And I think he's gonna need to make that difference, and I hope that he can. Yeah, that's all I can say with that. I hope that he can. Going into the front two, I'm going to pick Marcus Rashford first off because I think Marcus Rashford probably plays in most of our games these days, and he hasn't had the great run of form. He hasn't had a good run of form for a while. I mean, the Leipzig game was probably his best game by far, the hat-trick off of the bench. But again, I thought that was a very easy hat-trick. And I thought outside of that game, there's not been many great performances, but wonderful goals from Marcus Rashford. The game against PSG wasn't his best, but it was a wonderful goal. The game against Leipzig, he came off the bench and he had a fantastic performance. And he got the hat-trick, but I think that was fairly easy. Chelsea and Arsenal were not great games for Marcus Rashford. So it's up and down with him. But again, he can make a difference, and I think that's where you have to put your money. He can make the difference. All it takes is one opportunity to drop a defender, and he's in that goal. So I think that's the way to go for Manchester United. And of course, I'm picking Anthony Martial. I don't care if Greenwood should play or if Cavani should play. I'm picking Martial because I think he's been our best forward this season, despite not having that many goals. I don't understand this agenda against Martial. If you watch these games, can Marcus Rashford hold up the play? Can Marcus Rashford just go and create something out of nowhere? I don't think that's always part of his game. Greenwood's the same. Greenwood can't hold up the play. Greenwood can have a great shot on goal, but he's not in the great positions. Cavani's still not fit. Martial is the best attacker that we have. He can create his own shot. He can make his own opportunity. He's great at holding the ball up. He can bring players into the game. We've missed Martial heavily. And he's obviously, I don't think he's the main reason why we've lost games in the Premier League, but I do think there's partly a reason for that. There's partly a reason you could say Martial is a key miss. And I think that he's back now, so I'm going to say happy days, get him into the team, and let's play. Let's play. Now, I think Manchester United are going to be defensive. I think Manchester United are going to be relatively boring tonight. I think Everton are going to come at our throat. But again, Everton are not on a good run of form. They've lost 2 games in a row. They have players that are out. Manchester United, this is the perfect time to face Everton. I'm not afraid of Everton, but I'm afraid of Manchester United. I'm afraid of what we're going to do. I'm not afraid of Everton. I really can say that. And that could be a damning thing to say, but I am not afraid of what Everton will do to us. I'm afraid of what Man United will do to themselves. I'm more afraid of Man United than Everton. So I think this is going to be a draw. I can't promise you a win. How am I supposed to say we're going to beat Everton after I said we're going to beat Arsenal? After I said we're going to draw to Chelsea? We have not. We drew to Chelsea, to be fair, but it was a 0-0 draw. We lost to Arsenal. So I can't say we're going to come out here and beat Everton, who potentially could have a very similar team to those two. So my guess is a 1-1 draw. I think Everton are going to score very early. I think Man United are going to score very late. That's the way I see this game going. And maybe Manchester United will accept a draw. Maybe we won't. I'm not accepting a draw. This win is a must. So I'm hoping for Manchester United to come out and dominate Everton from the start and show that this team is the right team, to show this manager is the right manager, to show that our players are fighting for this manager and fighting for this team and fighting for their reputation and not letting their reputation go down the drain. Not have people think less of them as much as they already do. This is a big game for every single Manchester United player and every single Manchester United fan. And we need to take this game seriously. We need to take this game with a positive attitude, and we need to go and attack Everton. If we lose but we're attacking, yeah, fair enough. We might not accept that result. We might say Ollie out afterwards. But Ollie needs to leave on the attacking way, the Manchester United way. If his job is done, then allow him to go with the way that Manchester United should be going. Attacking. Attack until you can't attack anymore. And I hope that we're going to see that. I don't think we will, but I hope that we see that. And again, it will make me respect this team and this manager a little bit more, even if I am upset with that loss. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the Aidan Sports YouTube channel. I will see you guys in the Manchester United versus Everton match reaction. The game is actually fairly early for me. 11:30 p.m. for Australian time is a very good time for Manchester United, to be fair. So I should be ready for this. I should be awake. I should be ready, and I should be raring to go and to see what Manchester United will be able to do for us today. Have a wonderful day. Take care and peace.